Dire team pick.
Welcome back to Center Moscow qualifiers from the NA region. We got Thunderbirds going up against ISGG. Game 2 as ISGG are up a game. Convincing squashing of Thunderbirds strategy. Timbersaw safe lane, Centaur dual off lane aggressive, I guess we could say. Them as ISGG had their number. We'll see if they're able to put it to a 2-0 or if Thunderbirds are able to have some sort of response here. I'm Mike Loris, going to be joined by Ryu Dota. Dude, that was some game from ISGG, and now they're going to open up with the Crystal Maiden. What adaptation do you think Thunderbirds need to have in the second game?
5 seconds remaining. Reserve time.
Warlock.
Radiant team pick.
Terrorblade.
Dire team pick. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Earth Spirit.
Radiant team ban. Dire team ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Darks are making illusions of Terrorblade, also not that bad. The Ion Shell damage component, at least in lane, if it is going to be that matchup, is something that Terrorblade can deal with for sure, but is definitely one of the more susceptible heroes, being ground out of lane thanks to an Ion Shell. So it's just protecting the Terrorblade a little bit more, and it is going to give Resolution a much different setup than the last game, because in the last game it just threw him the Timbersaw and kind of banked on a good matchup, which, to be fair, he had, but now going to protect him with the Warlock pick, protect him with this Darkseer ban as well, so and the Tinker ban as well. The pretty good heroes to have versus Terrorblade all being kicked out. As you said, though, tempo plays, silences, Earth Spirit, CM, as far as supports are concerned, definitely not the worst at contributing that in order to kill off a Terrorblade, but you also do need a little bit of that magic damage component. I wouldn't be too surprised if we see ISGG run back that Lina.
5 seconds remaining. Radiant team pick. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time.
Dusk.
Ooh.
Dire team pick. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time.
I casted a Tusk earlier, played by Sioma. We absolutely destroyed the game. It wasn't even funny. So now I'm hoping for a similar display because I do like seeing Tusks succeed. It's always refreshing to me. It's definitely a good hero to have alongside that Terrorblade for very similar reasons as to why you want to have a Dazzle with the Terrorblade or an Oracle with the Terrorblade. Just a couple of seconds of safety, getting rid of any sort of damage over time effect, saving yourself from a freezing field, something along those lines, may just make the difference between your Terrorblade dying and him getting a Sunder off and then kicking everyone's ass. So as far as that defensive component alone, I do like this Tusk pick quite a bit. Is GG not going to go for that Lina just yet? They are playing a little bit of a game of chicken here with Thunderbirds. If Thunderbirds pick up a Lina themselves, then SGG will have the TA. They don't, then they'll pick the Lina and be able to ban the TA. So I like how they're positioning themselves right now as GG. With this Abaddon pick, get a little bit more defensive power on the field, and it's just a difficult to deal with offlaner in general. It's likely for sneaking. Different era. Sand King any good here? Ooh.
Dire team pick. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Do you think SGG have the ability to kind of pivot their draft, pick up a Vengeful Spirit, and try to take this more aggressively? Abaddon definitely isn't the worst in that context, but Venge up against Terrorblade is definitely not a matchup you want.
Morphling.
Radiant team ban.
Interesting. Yeah, especially when your split pusher is also very, very deadly assassin once he gets that shotgun. As far as synergy within the team, Morphling definitely a hero that benefits a lot from having that extra sustain. Now, both health and mana from the Abaddon and Crystal Maiden respectively. So I like it as far as that is concerned. Is a real difficult hero for Thunderbirds to actually pin down. Tusk has Walrus Punch as kind of a expendable stun, but other than that, if you're gonna kill off a Morphling, you need a lot of disable. Enigma, Warlock, if you're gonna try to go for a Morphling in that fashion, you're putting yourself at some serious risk. So just as an elusive hero, don't mind that pick that much for IsGG.
10 seconds.
It is gonna be a safe lane Morphling, right? Is mid Morphling?
5 seconds remaining. Reserve time. Dire team pick. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Lena.
Radiant team pick.
GG they have pretty decent responses for a TA. Like, even though the matchup is good versus Alina, the matchup gets a little bit hairy once there's an Earth Spirit involved there as well. So yeah, I mean, is GG if they are going to go up against that matchup. Definitely not the end of the world, but a TA pick for Thunderbirds, if they do grab it, will just mean that Roche killing towers is going to be an absolute cakewalk for them. Really powerful pick.
5 seconds remaining.
Queen of Pain.
Yeah, both of them have quite a lot of range. Earth Spirit rolling into a Queen of Pain. I mean, once you get the Geomag grip, it's at least feasible to kill off a Queen of Pain, but both sides will be hard-pressed to take any casualties, although, maybe I'm underestimating the power of Tusk, let alone a Tusk played by Saxa, who,
5 seconds.
back in the day when Tusk was actually like a no questions asked first pick, absolute monster on this hero. It's scary, so definitely the ability to kill off Lena is there. With or without help for the Lena, she may be in a little bit of trouble, but as far as the matchup is concerned, both sides have relatively similar power levels, I would say. Early game match because of the Lena, the Earth Spirit, the Tusk and the Queen of Pain, and late game, Quap and Terrorblade, they're at least comparable to Lena and Morphling, so this should be, I would assume, going for a little bit more of a longer game.
Prepare for battle.
Lee gonna run to Misery. Lee's got some backup here with sneaking. Misery's now in an unhappy sandwich. Is gonna deploy a sentry, get rid of the ward, but at what cost? Another roll in. Once the shield pops, he's just dead. Or another stick in the face. Misery to fall. Warlock. I mean, he's kind of bulky, I guess, for int heroes, but in between a rock and a hard place, quite literally. You have a very early first blood to IsGG, and being drawn by the Earth Spirit. Well, pretty much the same exact situation happened in that first game where he kind of got a little bit out of control. So I'm not going to jinx it or anything. I hope I don't jinx it. But yeah, Flea has already kind of proven himself on this hero.
The battle begins.
Moving treatment.
Rise.
Earth Spirit, I say it all the time, is like not really a damage dealing hero, very utility based roamer. He's going to slow the enemy down, make sure to stick to the enemy so that someone else can do the damage. But if you do get accelerated for whatever reason, getting early kills getting a handful of early items or something like that, then you can, with a couple of extra levels, do an astounding amount of damage. Flea's going to mess with Moon now, and we'll take a lot of hits from those summons. He'll back off, and he probably won't be able to do that much there, but yeah, Flea definitely going to be a nuisance, and as long as he keeps tabs on Moon, messes with his jungling at least somewhat, call that mission half accomplished. Sneaking over in bottom, going to be going up against a lane that he definitely can manage, but if Saxa shows up bottom lane, then Abaddon's got to watch himself. Oh, I think CCNC is dead. Jump in, dagger. LSA is going to get him a little bit of space. We hesitant about diving the tower. CCNC, though, playing things very fast and loose in the Queen of Pain. Really taking advantage of the fact that she has Blink.
Denied.
Is gonna smooth out Graz, who had the better block as the lane progresses a little bit. LSA a little bit more spammable than anything the Queen of Pain has to throw at the Lina, and of course there's that extra mana component from the CM as well. Stan King, level 2, kind of playing a little bit of extra attention here towards his top lane, where Saxa is essentially playing the off-lane Tusk. But off-lane Tusk doesn't really have that much game. If the IsGG side want him dead, he's probably gonna fall. But Crystal Maiden getting her experience, as we already mentioned, Earth Spirit with a little bit of experience off the start. Hasn't really done a lot since, but in, 30 seconds to a minute, these two heroes can team up to do some pretty crazy things, especially if you present such a vulnerable hero like Tusk up on the top lane. Very, very gankable. Great Enigma jungle is only one of the faster ones game, especially since there's no one messing with him, well, pretty much at all. Earth Spirit hung around a little bit, but try to mess with an Enigma when he has 3 or 6 summons up, you're gonna get your face smashed in as the Earth Spirit. So Moon getting that extra source of income, Saxa not getting a ton out of this top lane, but actually a decent amount of experience now that the supports have wandered out, and it's just Yuar's Morphling here by himself. So yeah, that's 3 lanes and a jungle for the Thunderbirds side. I guess you could say CM perhaps getting something very similar on the side of IsGG, but actually this mid lane, Pain's getting kind of handled. I expected this lane to be a little more even than this, and it's definitely not too late to balance it out for the Quap, but the Lina is working with a substantial advantage.
Invisibility.
Aggressive play happening over in bottom. Tusk finally getting his aggressive foothold in this game, but unfortunately going for an Abaddon always presents that possibility of a deny. Miss Coil this time did work out, and now he's going to be joined by a couple of these aggressive heroes. CM level 3, pretty much ready to go. Earth Spirit only level 2. Should still be good enough, especially if this Metamorphosis is running out anytime soon. It kind of is. Or they can go for Misery. That's good too. Here comes the Nova. Here comes the roll in. Misery may have a level 2 heal for himself. Saxa can't get in time. Neutral Keep actually kills him. Never mind. Get denied. And now Stan King's caught in the shards. Crystal Maiden to fall, and they're going to try to beat down Saxa. Another spell is up, but mid lane, nothing going to happen there for a kill, but there's going to be ultimately a 1-for-1. I'm gonna say totally intentional deny there from the Warlock, all calculated. But, you know, Tusk trading for the CM, that's, you know, pretty much par for the course. No one really coming out significantly ahead there.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Shall not. My waters rise.
And Arcane Aura. I'm a little bit surprised that Saxa went straight bottom for his rotation instead of trying to poke at that mid lane. Like, they've been trading damage quite frequently, and if you do land a shard snowball on the Lina, yeah, you may set your Tusk up to die, but you at least, well, you pretty much guarantee that kill on the Lina if Saxa does make that play. He's gonna poke in towards top lane, stanking, surrounded by a lot of mean heroes, and his escape path is blocked by shards. Yuar's gonna wait for him to the south. Moon Meander, though, has a black hole, and I think it has Yuar's name on it. Sneaking going to arrive. A little bit of shield action for Yuar. There is another waveform. Oh, he actually doesn't have enough mana for it, and Moon Meander holds the black hole. I'm pretty sure black hole gets the kill there.
This'll come in handy.
Sneaking, gonna start baiting. He does have his ultimate, of course, so he's not gonna die. Saxa hit with the silence, slowed down quite a bit as well. He's gonna get his own slow out in the sigil. Sneaking, once his shield pops, that will kill unless the snowball protects him from it. Miscoil, well, it's not gonna get a chance. Black hole is there. The shield will pop. Sneaking, still alive right now, still has the opportunity for deny. Really, no one gonna die here? Sure, man, whatever. No one's dead, and over towards mid, CCNC. Once again, picking a fight with Wii, but man, razor thin margins on both sides.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Sneaking. Terrorblade is still working with quite a bit of gold and a lot of threat. In fact, the Metamorphosis is back up. He is going to Sunder Sneaking back down to half HP. It looks like CCNC and Wii, their fight finally came to a climax, and it will be CCNC to win slightly. Able to get that kill first. I assume Shadow Strike dealt the lethal blow there. Sneaking should be fine. Actually, never mind. Oh, Resolution's right on his tail, but 90 HP. Sneaking still alive. You are going to arrive. They know that there is no Sunder here, and Resolution separated himself very far away from Moon. He didn't have enough mana anyway to help out, but Resolution going in really deep, and it's going to end up giving a big kill to Flea. Is GG winning slightly across the map.
Haste.
He wants Rezo.
Radiant's
So is going to see this Lina coming in, so he knows exactly what he's dealing with right now. Backup, only possible. CCNC is going to take this opportunity to cut the creep wave. Resolution is going to be spotted by CCNC, though. He just used all his spells, so he doesn't have anything to throw at the Terrorblade. He'll back off. The Warlock was able to get his level 6, stuck on this bottom lane for a long time, is now with that ultimate. Yuar's going to wait for him in, is going to wander into 2 heroes he definitely did not expect. Kick is great from Flea. Might get Yuar a little bit of distance. Chaotic Offering still available. They'll drop it on the Morphling. Strength Morph, though, with another waveform. He should be home free, I want to say, especially with this Replicate coming up. Saxa looking for the shards, will connect it, I guess, but that's not going to do a lot. Snowball is out, and it's going towards Flea. They might be able to take down this Earth Spirit with the Golem right on top. No, not quite, yes. With another stun coming out from Moon Meander, they'll get the kill. Sneaking going to arrive, and still the Morphling is here if they need him. In the form of a Crystal Maiden, he will jump right back in, looking for Saxa. Misses his waveform, though. Sneaking pretty fast, has level 2 Curse. Saxa, I think, is just fine. No one else is coming in. Seeking really want to go for this into the tower. Shield Pop will do some damage. He'll back off before it can land. Ultimately, it's a lot of action for just 1 kill. This game is kind of odd.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Sand King gonna drop a freezing field from the trees. He'll get sharded in. Is he? Get out of there, right? Well, either way, it's a CM, so yeah, he's fine. At least with the Invoker, man, he gets Sunstrikes. Queen of Pain has been very, very static, and you know, CZNC hasn't really made the most movements either, but he's just been winning the lane, so in the status quo, it's going to lead to a total of 1400 advantage for this Lina. Has the Laguna Blade available, and it's soon to be level 2, so Quap with this level disadvantage might just get 100 to 0'd by Lina if she's not careful. It's still a slight lead for Thunderbirds in the net worth department. They definitely are doing well on the rest of their heroes, keeping this Morphling struggling to find farm. So, you know, as far as that is concerned, Thunderbirds doing a lot better than in the last game, but still is GG. They have yet to fully involve their Lina. If they choose to do so, might be really bad for Thunderbirds, and it looks like it'll happen right about now. Moomeander does have a black hole, though there is no Chaotic Offering. Smoke coming in. Wee is going to arrive as well. Tower denied, sneaking, going to present himself. They'll chain stun the Tusk and bring him down before anything else happens. Rolling forward, looking for more. It's onto Moon, and they're going to land Magnetize onto pretty much everybody. Moomeander's going to drop a black hole onto 2, but immediately gets it canceled, and he's going to go down. Black hole and Chaotic Offering both used for very, very little, as the Golem will be frozen in place. That's 3-0 for IsGG. The Golem will slip away, but they use 2 of their big ultimates and barely do any damage to IsGG. Look at their health pools. It's pretty much all full across the board. Sonic Wave, instant double for Wee. Yawar gonna try to pick off Wee, but I think he's pretty heavily strength morph. Yeah, he's half and half. He'll TP out of there, and Walrus Punch will cancel it. He does have a little bit more strength to gain, but it looks like it's not quite enough. Courier even wandering in. CCNC will snipe Wee in the meantime, but Saxa on his tail. Flea is coming in from behind as well. CCNC is working with a lot of damage here. Saxa may be disrespecting it, and he definitely is, as Flea comes in from the behind. Will pick off the Tusk, giving CCNC even more acceleration and 100 gold bonus from the Golem. It's a pretty big play to be made from the Quap, but CCNC, man, is just dominating these games.
What have we here?
This'll come in handy.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
As this game does develop, though, we're having Morphling who has survived perhaps a lot more than he rightfully should, but is still working with very little farm-wise numerically, and isn't really able to contribute all that much. The Weehaw Queen of Pain, about same farm as the Morphling, and of course, being a Quap just has so much more contribution. You are only with Perseverance, not really a hero right now, except for a waveform.
Radiant's bottom tower. Radiant's bottom tower is falling. Dire's top tower is under attack.
Got it.
Does seem like it's about time for Morphling to find himself a nice lane to kind of hold up in and maybe go top. Although it does seem like Sneaking's going to go there first. Have CC&C step up. He has the Bloodstone, even has the double damage rune. Kick on Resolution. You get him away from CC&C. I'm pretty sure that was not the play that he meant to do. But either way, no kill, no harm, no foul. But yeah, this Morphling definitely does need like a good solid minute and a half just to solidly farm up. He needs to be comparable in the Terrorblade's farm, and he's just not there yet. But with his ultimate orb, things will go a little bit faster. It is still only 17 minutes in, just feels like a lot later in this game because of how much action's been going on. So his farm rate, still not super bad by any means, but he just needs some time where he's just safe from being picked off, I think. They put him in a good spot. Speaking of getting picked off, Saxa, there's a Laguna Blade with his name on it. I think he can dodge it with Snowball, but it's not going to happen this time.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Tower isn't in deny range either, and okay, we dies on bottom. Quap had great play up towards top, but that's about it. And now Tower's gonna fall up towards top lane as well. Is GG with another pretty well globalized win, and Yawar was involved in that as well. That's his Lincoln Sphere right there. Oh, they'll drop a rock on her. Shards. Well, not going to do that much to save the Warlock. He will fall. CC&C will have to run through Resolution. It's a lot of damage. She has a Bloodstone deny. If she needs it, will decide to do just that. Off to the south, it's Flea. Being chased down by Wee and Moon, though a little bit of help from Sneaking. Gonna get a kick onto Weehaw, Stan King, and Yawar, both here with the waveform. I think that's lethal damage. Yes, it will be. Just barely getting off that waveform. And now onto Saxa. LSA to land. That cast range again. Coming in huge for CC&C. Gets him a third. Resolution. He is pretty much just fighting himself this entire time. Not doing any damage in that fight. IsGG now have a gold lead. And they're going to roll in for a little bit more. Resolution will get kicked. Flea may die here. It's a small price to pay since they just took down Resolution. BKB, Black Hole. But no follow-up. It's not going to kill Yawar nor Sneaking. Moon to die. That's a 10-second BKB charge. Man, IsGG just stepped up in a huge manner. That is a full 5-man wipe, right? Oh, plus a tower, plus Roche. Not bad. Oh, and Lee's been just outperforming because he's gonna kind of suicide now. Looking for Wee. Should die to the dot. I think he's fine. Magnetize doesn't do all that much, and there's a Shadow Word there. Flea will actually die to Wee instead. A little bit of damage over time shenanigans, but Earth Spear kill. Still, it's a ton of kills for IsGG. They get away with this double life. They're just making it look pretty easy, and man, Yawar getting a couple minutes of free farm to himself and being involved in kills, which I'm pretty sure he didn't ask for, but he got anyway. Yeah, Moon has been kind of lukewarm, but hey, he has still more black holes in the future. BKB protected with Hand of Midas Accelerant. Never too late to step up your game as an Enigma. Although, well... Tusk gets caught by the Lina in the river. Doesn't stand a snowball's chance in hell. Drop. Yeah, it just seems like ISGG are working with a full deck, right? Like, they have all their heroes firing in at full gear, and these Warlock rocks have been okay. The Tusk plays have been okay, but at this point, the okay just isn't quite good enough. They're gonna look for Yuar, maybe up towards top lane, waveform, and replicate out. I don't even know where he is. He's over in mid lane where there's a lot of farms, so much needed kill attempts by Thunderbirds, but again, not gonna work out on Yuar.
Invisibility.
Radiant's bottom tower
Oh.
is under attack.
Lina. Keep the Jaws theme. Saxa, the Dire Sentry. CCNC now in range. Gotta watch out for the hills though. It is nighttime and we'll run into an Earth Spirit. Place an Observer Ward. And accomplished. But we'll lose his life again. And they'll take a tower down the bottom lane as well. Sneaking. That curse going to work.
These are just free kills that Delina picked up. She's back to 14 Bloodstone charges. She was at 12, or she was at 8 at one point, and she came back, got a lot of kills in the mid lane, and then kept getting these solo pickoffs. I think 3 of them were just on the Tusk. It's just,
Yeah.
they're just bleeding away kills, giving Lina even more farm. She got her next item.
Lina
Queen of
is...
Pain. I just don't know what Queen of Pain's gonna do this game. We saw how potent one Sonic Wave can be though. So the team fight of Thunderbirds, it's very potent. We saw what can happen once Enigma has the black hole, blink black hole. I think the tides can turn pretty easily, but once the E-Blade comes out from Morphling, nobody's gonna feel safe. And if you have to waste a BKB charge on Enigma for every time he goes in and E-Blades you, that's a win for Yuar in most situations.
ISGG just have so much assassination power. We've already seen it now time and time again from CCNC at the Yule Scepter. Will help him to get those guaranteed setups, and as you said, once this Ethereal Blade comes up on Yuar, he'll have a lot of assassination power as well. And Thunderbirds, because of that assassination power, are forced into a situation where they kind of have to group up, and it's like team fight or bust for them. And that's not like a terrible way to play. It's not preferable. It's definitely manageable, but at that point for ISGG, they can just deviate their game plan and just start split pushing around the map. We've already seen that from Yuar. Sneaking's been kind of doing a decent job split pushing, as well as the Abaddon of all heroes. He'll be a little more successful in that once he picks up this relic and just a little bit of gold. And CCNC obviously is Lina. Blast down waves, no problem whatsoever. So team fighting for ISGG, I mean, they're definitely functional, but they're much better at avoiding those team fights and forcing Thunderbirds to fall back, like bottom lane and top lane right now.
You know, a really cool thing that's going to be coming out, this is what Newbie and IG used to do a lot at CTF Majors, and then a lot of their games before. They'd go Abaddon, and they'd get Radiance, and they'd have like a Morphling who replicates the Abaddon, and that means that Morphling's farm acceleration increases even more so, because you have this Radiance, Abaddon that's already very tanky, going around split pushing. So it's a cool little thing as well. And then once the Abaddon gets his Radiance, like you said, it's another huge kind of like team fight item, I want to say. Just running in, burning, just putting all the burning damage on anyone. So we'll have to see how things work out in this later stage game. With the way that snaking is scaling, 2 black holes might not even be enough.
Now we're looking at CCNC to pick up some more right-click damage. Did take the damage talent. It already makes Lina a pretty substantial right-clicker, but now has a lightning hammer flying out to her, so Maelstrom is obviously an all-star up against the Terrorblade illusions. It's pretty darn good up against the summons from the Enigma as well. And hell, as she just builds up more damage, it may just be that she'll be able to tear through an Enigma. Even when he's BKB Black Hole channeling, you can just right-click him down. And maybe we're not there at that point, but they're looking at resolution. Flea is going to jump in, stun him immediately. Let's see a CNC. Land a spell combo with the right clicks. They're going to take a Terrorblade pick off for free, although reinforcements are coming in. Saxa spotted. Will be hit with the urn, lifted up into a whole boatload of stuns. And it will be once again Kel'Surprise, a tusk to fall to the hands of the Lina. Beyond godlike CCNC. And they're looking for more. Can't quite find it. But it seems like every single game I see of IsGG, CCNC is just dominating everyone.
It's also Flea. I think this game and last game, a lot of it came down to Flea too. I would honestly give Flea maybe more MVP than
Fair.
CCNC, just because he's the one that's setting up everything in both games. So
His job is definitely harder.
His job is definitely way harder than Alina, I want to say. But CCNC is definitely no slouch. Been playing superb the last 2 games, but he's kind of been put in a situation to where he's able to thrive, though. I want to see this bottom lane. All right, counter Yule. Not counter Yule. All right, is he dead? He's dead. Is this lightning procs?
One more hit.
Oh my goodness.
I think the technical term is we got styled on. I'm pretty sure that's it. Stanking. Hey, are they going to get a pick off? They're going to well walk away from the CM. These cool guys don't look at explosions, but here comes the reinforcements. Flea going to jump in, kick completely off the mark. You just cursed Flea, dude, by talking him up. Made him miss everything there. Still looking for more. He will have another roll, but not quite enough. So it will be a CM for a Quap trade. That's obviously a great one for IsGG.
That's not my fault.
That's the responsibility you take when you top on the mic, dude. You're responsible for the plays of these players.
Let me just message him real quickly. Yo, kid, who taught you how to play ES?
Stop missing your spells, you scrub. Well, the lead is definitely in favor of IsGG at this point. 14k in the gold department. Experience is even more than that right now. Assassination power with Thunderbirds just not playing as well as IsGG. Thunderbirds are at a point now for sure where it's get a good team fight or bust. Oh, also we have double Midases ticking away now or triple Midases for IsGG compared to the, I believe, just one. Actually 2 on the Thunderbird side, so even if this game is going to be extended, I would expect IsGG to get even more disgustingly far ahead than they are right now.
I'm just so scared once Abaddon has this Octarine too. I'm just trying to find ways for them to really burst through this.
Alright, this could be a game-winning team fight for IsGG. Like, at this point, Thunderbirds may just call quits if they lose it handily, and Weehaw is going to get dropped first thing without casting a single spell. And Flea jumps into the back lines, is going to find everybody else. Moon is going to TP out of there. He's going to say, screw all that jazz. Who else can they catch? Looks like no one. LSA almost catching Resolution. So that's not really a game-winning team fight, but hey, you get 2 free kills. Still pretty damn good for the IsGG side since they expend pretty much nothing to do it. And just more of the same.
Yeah.
Oh,
And another kill.
more of the same.
At this point, you just can't even talk. Just let the bodies hit the floor.
Bodies hit the floor. Well, next body to hit the floor looks like it's going to be Roche's. Lina with that Mjolnir. You don't get to see Lina solo Roche all that often. We're not going to see it this time either, which is kind of a shame, but she definitely could have. Double life now on Yawar, as if he wasn't already impossible to kill. Yeah, now he is doubly impossible to kill, and Lina with the Mjolnir is now going to go for a Shiva's. Even more physical resistance up against that Terrorblade. Probably her biggest threat at this stage, just getting isolated out against the Terrorblade and his illusions. I don't know, man. Thunderbirds just aren't playing. Any team might be able to come back from this if you drop a whole bunch of new players in, but Thunderbirds, the way they're playing, I'm not even sure if that's possible. It does seem like they're a little bit tilted.
Trying to figure out ways for them to really get back in this game. Since they haven't proven to me that they can successfully team fight, it's just, you know, it's hard to describe what they can really do. Like, the Enigma, because he went for this 15% cooldown reduction talent, that means that you kind of want to always fight, and you always want to throw a black hole out no matter what, just so you're able to have it on off cooldown. But at the same time, you could have went for the 120 GPM, where you had a potential to have a refresher already. I guess I'll go talk about like players and what each player kind of like does, because I wanted to describe how maybe Tavo versus S4 plays the Enigma, which I think they're both outstanding Enigma players. Tavo, he almost always goes for the 120 gold. He always likes having the extra item that you do get from it, whereas S4, most of the time he likes going for the 15% cooldown into this Octarine, where you get down to the cooldown reduced about to 100 seconds, and then you're almost always having the black hole up. So, but it's just the different play styles kind of clashing. But I personally prefer the 120 GPM because you get that extra item, and I feel that the extra item is a lot more beneficial than just having the cooldown reduction.
I guess he figures I have Midas. I have enough golds right now. Of course, you never have too much gold, but I would assume that's maybe the thought process at this point. We playing really fast and loose with that Quap. He will be fine this time. But, I mean, talking about like 100% black hole uptime, it is 100% up because he's not used it in I don't even know how long. Like, for the past 2 minutes, it's pretty much been everyone except for we just sitting in their base, handling creep waves as they push in, and ISGG have complete control over the entire map. Unquestionable control over the entire map. And that just means that more items are coming up. These Hand of Midas are taken away for the CM, Force Staff, Ghost on her. The Abaddon's obviously stacked out of his mind. Octarine is pretty much ready for him as well, and Earth Spirit gonna have that enchant remnant, so a get out of jail free card for the Lina or the Morphling, maybe more initiation style for him. It's really these items on these kind of side heroes, these non-cores, it's gonna put ISGG way over the top.
And they can even split push if they really want to. Like, they can send 4 heroes for ISGG in one lane and then Morphling in another, and there's like not much you can really do about that. What I would really like to see
for the shotgun on Misery, but he messes up and I think self-casts it instead. Accidentally double tapped it. Well, doesn't really matter since he gets out of there just fine and pulls away some heroes from mid, where sneaking is just going to work along with that Lina. You'll set for CCNC. You know, cleans himself of that dagger, and whole Misery is blasted in the back. And will be falling here, but over in the mid lane, just everyone's taking so much chip damage, but there's no real fight happening. Is with this double life, so he's not really going to worry about much. Resolution gets in the middle of everything on CCNC. Illusions, not quite enough to kill out the Lina. They're going to jump forward, look for the CM. She will get healed a lot because the Lina actually denied herself. And he was stanking a little bit more life. Moon forced to BKB just to dodge that adaptive strike. He will survive for a little while longer. Moon going to chase after Flea. Gets kicked in the face. Yawar can't quite get in time to help him. Will blink over. Waveform as well. With the right clicks, not enough again. Now the black hole just on the edge is going to suck Yawar back in. And he will fall. ISGG lose 4 heroes, and Thunderbirds, they only lose the Warlock. That was an absolute mess of an engagement, but a win is a win, and what a win it is.
So that was at the end of the day they got the rack, so it's like, I think it's still worth it for ISGG, but I think it was played a bit improperly. All Morphling had to do was stay bottom and get the racks. Instead, he decided to go mid and help out his team. For whatever reason, I have no idea. Maybe they thought they could just end the game, but it's better in this situation just to split push as the Morphling and get the bottom racks and make more heroes focus and come down near. Your team is already buying enough space. You already got the mid racks down to half HP. Just secure the bottom racks, and it would have been a better play from ISGG, and then So you can see the team fight power of Thunderbirds. With Terrorblade having a BKB, they can't really stop him. None of the heroes on the enemy side can do anything about a BKB Terrorblade. And then once he has the Scotty, it's going to be even harder for the team, for the teammates to, for the team of ESGG to kind of run away. They do have a lot of force staffs though, so they have a lot of kiting potential, at least for the Scotty. But it's still not going to be the easiest.
Despite the win, despite the kills for Thunderbirds, and those kills are, make no mistake, very much so needed. They're looking at a giant gold deficit. They barely did anything to kind of curb that experience. A slight dip into Thunderbird's favor, but ISGG still with the overwhelming advantage in that regard as well. We might just be able to chalk that one up to a little bit of a fluke there from ISGG, since they are working with a lot of additional power. UR picks up an additional stat item, a heavy one in the Eye of Scotty. They will find CCNC. You'll just have to buy him a little bit of space. He has a lot of backup coming in. Sonic Wave and the Warlock Rock will obliterate the Lina. And that's a really good start to this fight. If there is going to be a full scale engagement, waveforms through, but we will be just fine with the BKB he used sneaking. Now going to try to go for resolution. Stan King will get sundered. Freezing Field will do actually, no, we'll actually kill out the Enigma. Stuck around a little bit too close. And now the Lina's going to buy out. They take down Misery. They're looking at Saxa. They blow him up with a shotgun. And they're just flooding forward. Flea has his eyes set on Resolution, who has no mana, already used Sunder. He has to fight his way out of this one or just try to run away. But now Sneak King is closing in with the Eye of Scotty as well. They'll Laguna him down. And he has no buyback. Quap and Tusk.
SGG?
Yeah,
SGG?
Quap and Tusk are the only ones who can defend right now. And I don't think that's good enough. They're looking at 2 sets of racks, at least. With no Terrorblade, there's no fight here, right? A black hole to land isn't good enough without more right clickers.
I mean, they
Defense
have to
of the century right here. Miracle defense is needed, and that will require pretty much everyone to get caught in the black hole. And for Wii not to get picked off beforehand, they'll throw the Magnetize out, try to force a couple of heroes back, sneaking by himself. He's messing with Wii, just making sure he can't get too close to the game in Saxa. No ball towards Flea, but he's very weak, and Flea is going to just buy a lot of time for UR rather, and for CCNC to destroy the top racks. We will BKB to dodge LSA, so we won't die to that. But still, there's 20 seconds where Terrorblade is not here. That's at least a tier 4. And there's Megas. Keep that in mind as well. ISGG are not going to take any chances. They're going to fall back, content with their spoils. And yeah, that is a very, very decisive lead now for ISGG, even more so.
Yeah, Lina bought back during that last team fight, so no reason to, you know, throw away a huge lead. They're just gonna sit back, probably wait for Roche. Don't get picked off. All the lanes are gonna push in. Not much Thunderbirds can really do here. They have to hope for a really big play. How are they gonna go on this Abaddon?
A lot of hope. Lee's even right in the wings, a perfect position to just throw a kick in, just to stall up any sort of play, and he will jump in, get the kick off onto the Tusk. They're looking for a fight or just a shotgun kill. Moon will land a black hole, but it's only on 2 and a Abaddon. They will be able to do a lot of damage, but he gets the borrowed time off, and he's now in the middle of the fight. He's gonna get juiced up right back to full. There is a lot of slow going on thanks to the Warlock. CCNC gets Sunder. Resolution gonna tear through him, but Stan King full channel the ultimate is gonna help them to take down the rest. Yawar versus Resolution, the battle of the century, and it will be Yawar to claim victory with that shotgun blast. That's gonna be enough for Thunderbirds to call it quits. Yawar ends the fight on an ultra kill. Not bad at all. 70-34 and ISGG. We're gonna 2-0 the Thunder.
Yeah, Thunderbirds just not on their game today.